Ecosystems are intricate networks of life, where countless organisms interact to maintain balance and stability. These interactions, known as ecological relationships, shape how species coexist and adapt to their environments. Today, we'll explore how relationships like predation, parasitism, commensalism, mutualism, and competition influence the stability of ecosystems. Let's begin with predation, one of the most active and visible interactions in nature. Predation happens when one organism, the predator, hunts and consumes another, the prey. While it might seem harsh, predation plays a critical role in maintaining balance within ecosystems. Predators help regulate prey populations, keeping them from growing too large and depleting resources. For example, wolves hunting deer in a forest prevent overgrazing, which helps maintain plant diversity and keeps the entire ecosystem in balance. At the same time, a stable prey population ensures that predators have enough food to survive. Predation also drives evolution. Prey species develop defenses like camouflage or speed to avoid predators, while predators evolve sharper senses or hunting strategies to catch their prey. This ongoing interaction, known as the evolutionary arms race, enhances biodiversity and resilience, strengthening the ecosystem as a whole. Next, we have parasitism, a relationship where one organism, the parasite, benefits at the expense of another, the host. Parasites rely on their host for food, shelter, or reproduction, often weakening them in the process but rarely causing immediate death. Examples include ticks feeding on mammals or mistletoe drawing nutrients from trees. While parasitism may harm individual hosts, it usually doesn't destroy entire populations, as parasites depend on their hosts to survive. This interaction can even promote ecosystem stability by controlling host populations and encouraging species adaptation. Commensalism. Now let's look at commensalism, a relationship where one organism benefits while the other is unaffected. These interactions are subtle but important in maintaining ecosystem dynamics. For example, epiphytic plants like orchids grow on tree branches to access sunlight, benefiting from the tree's structure without harming it. Similarly, birds that nest in tree hollows gain shelter without affecting the tree. While the host organism doesn't directly benefit, these relationships add complexity and diversity to the ecosystem. Mutualism. Another fascinating relationship is mutualism, where both species benefit. Mutualism strengthens ecosystems by creating partnerships that enhance survival and reproduction for both organisms involved. One well-known example is the relationship between bees and flowering plants. Bees collect nectar and pollen for food, while helping the plants reproduce by pollinating them. Another example is the association between coral and algae. The algae provide energy to the coral through photosynthesis, while the coral offers the algae a safe place to live. Mutualism fosters interdependence, ensuring that ecosystems remain productive and resilient. These partnerships create a web of cooperation that supports stability even in the face of environmental changes. Competition. Finally, we come to competition, which occurs when organisms vie for the same limited resources like food, water, or territory. Competition can happen within a species called intraspecific competition, or between different species known as interspecific competition. While competition might sound destructive, it often drives innovation and adaptation. For example, in a forest, plants compete for sunlight by growing taller or spreading their leaves. Over time, these adaptations improve the survival of the most efficient species, contributing to the ecosystem's overall strength. In some cases, competition can lead to resource partitioning, where species evolve to use resources in slightly different ways to avoid direct conflict. For instance, in a wetland, some birds might feed on insects at the water's surface while others hunt for fish below. This sharing of resources reduces conflict and helps maintain balance. Interconnected stability. What's truly remarkable about these ecological relationships is how interconnected they are. Predation controls populations, parasitism encourages adaptation, commensalism adds diversity, mutualism fosters cooperation, and competition drives innovation. Together, these interactions form the foundation of ecosystem stability. For example, in a savanna, predators like lions regulate herbivore populations, preventing overgrazing. Meanwhile, mutualistic relationships between plants and pollinators ensure the reproduction of key species. Even competition between herbivores for grazing spots contributes to resource distribution, creating a balanced and thriving ecosystem. Conclusion. Ecosystems are not static. They're dynamic systems shaped by the constant push and pull of ecological relationships. Whether through predation, parasitism, commensalism, mutualism, or competition, these interactions ensure that ecosystems remain balanced and resilient. By studying these relationships, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity of nature and the delicate balance that supports life on Earth.